This is Monsters and Money in the Morning.
And bringing thousands of Walmart jobs to Chicago is closer than ever. The alderman leading the push is here to visit with us at the round table.
Chicago may be getting more Walmarts. The retailer has a 5-year plan to open dozens of stores across the city. Walmart is offering to pay a minimum urban wage of $8.75 an hour. That's 50 cents above the state minimum wage. But the unions want $11.03 an hour. Joining us now this morning is 9th Ward Alderman Anthony Beal. He's been pushing hard for these stores.
Good for him.
Good morning, Mr. Alderman.
Good morning.
How are you this morning? What is the latest? Bring us right up to date right now.
Well, we had a huge announcement yesterday where Walmart agreed to pay $8.75 an hour, and that's 50 cents more than what the unions are starting their people off as far as minimum wage. And that's the base salary. That's the starting salary. The average salary on the Austin store on the north side, on the west side, is already $11.75. So that's the average salary. They're looking to commit over $20 million over the next 5 years as far as to non-for-profit organizations and things of that nature. And they're committing over almost 30 stores in the city of Chicago, and they want to address the food deserts first. This is a $1 billion capital improvement plan by Walmart. Nobody else is looking to spend $1 billion in the communities that need them the most. We're talking about the crime rate in certain communities that is really high. Drugs are running rampant in certain communities. And now we have an opportunity to bring fresh produce, bring services and goods and jobs to reduce our deficit. Those are the things that will turn communities around. And right now, I just think with this announcement we made yesterday, who can say no to jobs?
Two things. You said the food deserts. If you could explain that a little bit, because we were talking about it earlier. And when you look at the situation in total, why not? I mean, is there a legitimate argument on the other side for resisting this move?
Other than trying to unionize Walmart, that's the only behind-the-scenes issue that I see. The unions are trying to use this as an issue to unionize Walmart, which they will never unionize Walmart. Walmart, of course, we know is a non-union shop, and they have, they're providing services in certain communities. Food deserts mean you don't have access to quality fresh produce. You have to travel outside your community in order to get services and goods. Why can't we have those services in the communities that need them the most?
You know what, Mr. Alderman, I can't remember. Was it 5 years ago that Walmart first wanted to come in, or a little bit more?
Yeah.
6 years ago. When they voted it down 6 years ago, because I know a lot of those areas, Inglewood, Roseland, I know a lot of those areas. And I said, how can they do this? I was stunned. If they turned it down this time, don't people throw their hands up in the air? I think this is going to be pushed through. I think because of the economic times. 5, 6 years ago, different environment.
Exactly. Definitely, it was, the economy was good 5, 6 years ago, but now, we're losing hundreds of thousands of jobs every single month.
And don't policemen have to go to other districts sometimes because there's a lack of restaurants and stuff to do?
The fact that, the police are having to come from other police districts right now to, service the communities where crime is going up, where we can address those issues
Give us your vision. You take a neighborhood that is so dangerous that kids get shot walking to school, innocent bystanders get caught in the crossfire, and a Walmart goes up. What's the vision of how that can really change the community?
Well, if you look at the Austin store, that's the prime example. Walmart went in, 22 other stores and businesses opened up around it. Those are thousands of jobs. Now, Walmart is committing 10,000 jobs just from Walmart alone, 2,000 construction jobs. That's just Walmart. My site is the largest site in the history of the city of Chicago to be developed at one time. My site will create almost 3,000 jobs.
Where is that exactly? Give us the borders.
It's off the Bishop Ford Expressway between 103rd and 111th. Nothing is around it. Nothing will be affected. Nobody will be put out of business where, they come up with the myth that Walmart puts people out. There's nothing there. Okay, so when you look at those dynamics, it's a no-brainer in my opinion. If you really elected to represent the people and you have compassion for people, how can you say no to people that need the services the most?
Is there still ongoing pressure from the unions, or have they too realized that this is so obvious as you point out?
Well, again, if you look at public opinion, it is in our favor 1,000%. They're still trying to hold steadfast that they can do more, they can do more.
Show us.
But the thing about it, I represent the 9th Ward. I represent the people in the 9th Ward. Who are you to tell me what my community needs? My community elected me to tell the other elected officials what my community needs, not special interests.
How different is this deal from Walmart as opposed to what they were offering 5, 6 years ago?
Well, different dynamics. Right now, Walmart is looking to build over 30 stores, whereas before they were looking to do one at a time. Now they're looking at over a 5-year period. They're looking at 30 stores. That's huge.
And they'll make that commitment. This is a hard commitment.
They made that commitment yesterday. That's why we stood and had the press conference. They have a 5-year aggressive capital improvement plan, over $1 billion invested in communities that need them the most. And they say they will build as many as 30 stores.
Where are we in the process now?
Well, Thursday we have a huge zoning vote. If we can get it out of zoning, then it'll come before the full city council next Wednesday. And this fight can be over as early as next Wednesday.
Wow. Why hasn't there been another retailer to come in and say, look, I want to do something equal to what Walmart has done? And there are not that many other retailers around, but of that size. But why hasn't somebody else stepped up to the plate?
Well, the thing about it,
That'll be next.
if you look at Target, Target, they've been allowed to come into the city and expand wherever they wanted to go. And they receive TIF money, which is tax dollars going to help them. They're being subsidized. Walmart's not looking for a subsidy. Costco, the same way. They get city subsidies. They're expanding in the city of Chicago. They're not providing a community benefits agreement. I have a 5-page community benefits agreement that lays out what Walmart's commitment is to my community.
But these other groups that you're talking about have not serviced your community.
They have not serviced my community. They won't come into my community. When we marketed the land between 103rd and 111th and Doty Road, Walmart is the only one that said, I will come to you.
Anthony, haven't you always heard how Walmart was this or that? Aren't you a little bit surprised that they are the giant that's coming in over some other stores?
Exactly. And I said, if there was another retailer that would come to service my community, why would I take this fight on?
Isn't it historic that they're going over minimum wage for people that are starting out? Isn't it a historic precedent that they're going to pay more?
Walmart, for the first time, under me and the mayor's direction, met with Walmart and union, sat down for the first time in history. So now here you have the community benefits agreement. There were 3 pieces of the puzzle: the community benefits agreement, the PLA, which is a public labor agreement. They're going to build 100% union across the state. This is a statewide agreement.
The builders, you mean, the construction.
Right. And the last piece, we're talking wages. Now, Walmart doesn't want to discuss their wages because nobody else discussed their wages. But they made a commitment that they will start every employee off at $8.75, and that's more than what the unions start their people off. Because they start their people off at
I can tell you the best way to get focus some traffic now, just put an exit off the Bishop Ford, because every time you go to Bishop Ford, the brakes go on, just turn right off of there. You'll be in good shape, man. Thanks so much for stopping by, Anthony.
Thank you so much.
Alderman Anthony Beal, we thank him so much for coming by and enlightening us on the situation. The word of the weather today.